Hey, everybody's happy tonight, aren't they? Right, good evening. Welcome to SAFC Fan TV. Another. What's going on there? Another edition of Monday Night Live. We are here with you tonight. We have Terry, the Mad Mistake, is with us. Terry, how's your day been?
All the better for Monday almost being over. That's all I can say. I don't like Mondays.
Oh, honestly, man. And Jack's with us. Jack's back with us. Have you had a good Monday, Jack?
Yeah, I've been a little bit off colour the last couple of days, but Sunderland result yesterday perked us up a little bit. So hopefully I'm over the worst of it, and looking forward to a good hour discussing the Sunderland win. Seems like it's been a while, doesn't it? So
it does. And joining us tonight, he's kept this quiet. Wayne's with us. It's Wayne's birthday today. Woo! Yes, he is, of course, 47 years old. How old are you?
I'm 48. You were close. 48.
You're 48. I was trying to be cheap there. You're looking well. You're looking well. Wayne, how's your day been? Have you obviously you didn't get any new clothes or anything like that, did you?
No, I've had a good day. I've been off work. I've had a day off work for my birthday. Sat about playing FIFA all day. So and talk about something for the next hour. So all good.
Right, fair enough. I'm going to try and turn your mic up because you're a little bit on the muffled side there, but I'll do that as we get going. Don't forget, of course, we are live, which means you can join us via the live chat if you want to join in the show. Anything you want to mention, and we'll try and fit in there. I've just seen some comments coming through. That's all. On the comments already. First, as he normally is, Las Palmas Mackham is on there. James SFC Ramsey, Mick Griffiths, David Joblin says, "I live 20 minutes from Wembley. Playoff time. Keep the faith." I think he means keep the faith, as in true Jacob fashion. Done a nice comment there from Just George as well. Evening, ladies and gents. Not a Sunderland fan, but really like your club and fans. And it says, looking forward to the show. So good to have you on board there, Just George. Well, getting a bit of a shocker, certainly to most of us, but not so much to Terry and Jacob. It was Norwich 0, Sunderland 1. Terry and Jacob both predicted this on Thursday. They got the 1-0 right. So well done to you two. Overall performance, let's start it off then. Jack, what did you think?
we were excellent, weren't we? Absolutely excellent in pretty much every department, I felt. I thought we started pretty well first 5 minutes, and then just as Norwich was starting to build up ahead of steam, we got the goal at the perfect time, took the stuffing out of them, knocked the wind completely out of their sails. And really, let's be honest, in the sort of 70 minutes or whatever it was after the goal, I didn't really feel like Norwich were ever going to equalise. I can't think of any chances that they had. We were very unlucky not to go in 2-0 up. Obviously, I'm sure we'll come on to the Gelhardt chance, but missed that chance. And really, it could have been even more comfortable at half-time. And I always thought Norwich were going to come out and be better in the second half. I thought they can't be as poor as they were first half. And they had a lot of the ball, but they didn't really threaten us, did they? If anything, it looked more likely that we were going to catch them on the counter and get a second. I felt the opportunity was there to get them on the counter-attack. We didn't obviously get the second goal, but I thought we defended extremely well, which was one of the main things of the game, I thought, because we were so poor at the back the week before, and it was absolutely imperative we were strong at the back, and a clean sheet's always, excellent for confidence, and you can't lose if you keep a clean sheet. So with the bodies in front of the ball, the tackling, the ground that we covered, it was excellent. And it would have been nice if we could have had a second and have been a bit more comfortable. I'm sure our fans were all a bit nervous towards the end of the second half, particularly when 6 minutes went up on the board. Not sure where that came from, but no, we managed it. We saw the game out very, very well. Excellent and thoroughly deserved it.
Right, okay, back to the chat very quickly on here. David Miller says, good evening from Staffordshire. He's travelling home tomorrow for both games, so thanks to you for that. Ben Allison there. Nice to see you Saturday. Yes, we're taking Colin for a walk down the beach, and we bumped into Ben. Good to see you. He's out with his dad. And Emma Hansen, question, Phil, show us your eyes. See if you got Karen's mascara on. All right, is that all right? There you go. Some article what was online yesterday or something saying about me wearing mascara. Don't ask. Wayne, on your birthday, a nice little birthday present for you there. 1-0 away win at Norwich. Overall performance, what did you think?
Well, it was definitely a shock. I think there wasn't not many Sunderland fans that have been expecting that yesterday. I think we predicted it a draw at best, didn't we? And I think even when I saw the team lineup, I was expecting it to be a long, hard afternoon, but went down there and did what Sunderland do. Typical Sunderland, gone down there and shocked us all. We great performance right from the kick-off, really. And I think they were unbeaten in 5 games before yesterday. So, like Jack's been saying, bodies on the line, defending solid, attacking like we have been doing in the previous weeks, and it was good to see us on the front foot again and pressing high. I could have quite easily sat back on the back of that last week's performance and just try and defend it, but we got on the front foot, tried to get in behind them, and fair play to the lads. That was definitely a welcome result and fully deserved. Just a shame it wasn't more than one. I think we kept their centre forwards very, very quiet on the day. They didn't trouble us at all. I think they got a couple of chances in the first 5-10 minutes where they got them behind us, but after that, it was kind of all us, and we nullified them pretty much like Jack's just been saying. So all in all, a great performance and a fantastic win.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shocker. On the chat down here already, Tony Lee, who, by the way, a friend of ours, and he sits with us, and Tony has decided that he's moving up to the Premier Concourse next season. So we've all got to move up the Premier Concourse because Tony Lee has not even put it out there and asked our opinion. So we're all having to move just so that we can keep him company. Anyway, he says, shows how much I know about football. Nothing. You didn't expect that win. And Luke's kiss, we'll get onto that, I suppose, a bit later on. Lots of people wishing you a happy birthday on their win as well. So lots of love for Wayne. Rippert said, I went for a 2-0 defeat. How wrong was you? You was very wrong, Mick. But never mind, it's just a prediction. Terry, bit of a shocker, but well, maybe it wasn't a shocker to you. You called it 1-0. Overall performance, what did you think?
Well, I've never predicted a defeat in my life, so as far as I know. So I always predict a positive result. Doesn't always mean I feel that way inside my head, because on Sunday morning I was fearing the worst when the team came out and we kicked off. But I thought we were completely opposite to like we did against Stoke. We were in the faces. We had the high press. We're full of energy. We didn't let them settle in defence for the first 15-20 minutes. And I thought it was just like a breath of fresh air. The lads rose the game 100% for the match on Sunday. Completely different. Is that mine?
It's to do with me. Try again.
I'll try and keep quiet. No, what? I'll talk. But anyway, I did think they totally rose the game from the Stoke match. I don't know what they've done in training. I don't know what the belief has been, but I thought it was like a different team altogether. Like they seemed really fresh. They seemed full of energy. They didn't seem tired at all. Whether it's an extra day's rest, I'm not sure. But we were in the faces in Norwich. I thought Norwich were just a bunch of cheating bastards, to be fair, to be honest. To put it bluntly, they were diving. How many times did one of their players dive to the ground when not even a Sunderland player touched them? I couldn't believe what the referee was doing. We were playing against 12 men. I'll criticise the referee when we get beat, and I'll criticise the referee when we win. We were playing against 12 men. Twice I saw Aaron's went down. Jack Clark was a foot away from him, and he picked the ball up and he got a free kick. I just don't understand it. But like I said, Norwich, for me, didn't threaten us. They had a lot of possession. They kept the ball at the back, moved around the middle, put down the wings, but they had nothing in the centre. And our defence was absolutely fantastic. 2 giants in the middle, Danny Ballard and Danny Barr, were absolutely awesome, putting the bodies on the line, getting everything away. And Luke going 9 for me as well. I thought he had a fantastic first time at left back for Luke going 9 for a full match. And I thought he was amazing again, putting his body on the line, getting headers away. I thought the defence was amazing. I thought the midfield was much improved with me shooting Dan Neil. Dan Neil's been playing badly. And I wanted to change Dan Neil, but he did raise his game. He only lost the ball the once. Gelhardt missed the sitter, but had an assist, so we can't really complain too much. And Barr, I was over the moon. Barr's first goal in a Sunderland shirt, and he only came on the last minute when Pritchard got injured in the warm-up. So overall, even though we were thinking 6 minutes towards the end with injury time, I never felt like Norwich were going to score a goal. I thought they never threatened our goal at all. So absolutely buzzing with the result.
Right, okay. Yeah, there was a lot of their players falling over. I think the free kick when against Jack Clark with the game for handball, because he grabbed the ball, didn't he? Because he just I think, I don't know, I mean, I might be getting that mixed up. Anyway, just very quickly back to the chat. Stephen Winship says, workmanlike performance, committed right from the start. The final whistle, the players celebrated right in front of us. You could see what it meant to them. Credit where credit is due. And in true Jacob fashion says, keep the fife. Just George says, chuff for those that made the horrid journey for a Sunday 12 o'clock kickoff. They deserved that win. Just very quickly, back to the chat over here. Marianne and Carl Taylor, our friends out in Boston, Massachusetts, says, hi guys, brilliant first half. But why do we not play a similar second half? Just as well, we defended for our lives. Because, well, we never do. We, to be honest, I mean, we watched the first half and was buzzing, and Karen said, well, I know, but second half, Sunderland have still got to come out. But I thought they did. I didn't think they did too bad anyway in the second half as well. Pretty good performance all round. Just very quickly, we got 111 people on the live stream at the moment. 38 likes. We'd love to hit 100 like to do on a Monday night. So hit that thumbs up. If you can just smash that thumbs up, give us a like. Let's get those numbers up. And if you are watching this on a mobile device and you have the live chat on, if you close the live chat, little X in the top corner there, hit that, and you'll see. There's definitely gremlins somewhere. It's you will see the thumbs up. Just hit that, and let's see if we can get that up to 100. Were you happy with the starting lineup then, Tony Mowbray? You know, when you saw the team, were you happy with that win?
No, like I've said before there, I think, you know, we've been crying out for weeks that with likes of Benetti and should we get the start of Lahaji and Ekwa. But when I saw the team, like I said, I thought it was going to be a long hot afternoon. There wasn't too many changes. You know, we've been asking for Dan Neal to be taken out and given the rest, Roberts and Clark the same. But fair play to them, you know, they're putting a cracking performance. But I was very, very surprised at how well they played. And I was going my ends before the game when I seen the lineup. Couldn't believe that he didn't make more change than what he did. But fair play to him. It's worked for him and it's getting the results. So happy days.
Right, okay. You mentioned about the referee, and there's comments coming in here as well. Jimmy Stogo says, did you notice a foul on Joffrey just before he hits the ball? Went for on goal. Ref, another disgrace down there. Clint Jones, ref had a shocker. Terry, were you happy when you saw the starting lineup?
Well, I knew Ahmad was injured. I knew Pritchard was injured, so we are running out of options, to be fair. And after I seen Ekwa come on and watch Ekwa's performance, he looked a bit lost in the middle. I think he's a way off the pace at the moment. I think for me, Ekwa is going to be more of a player for next season. I think he was just running around the pitch, and once or twice the ball just passed him by. So I think our best option probably at this moment in time is the two he started, because we're going to have to play a bar in the Pritchard position until Pritchard gets fit. And then, you know, we really could do with Matete coming back, to be fair, to have that extra option midfield. So I think we're stuck with the two. But I mean, I would have went to a back three, so I was surprised it was four at the back. But what do I know? That the lads put in a great performance. The full back line were absolutely magnificent yesterday, and we did sit deeper and deeper in the second half, which was a worry. But we just seemed to weather the storm totally. I mean, Robertson, Clark on the wings were great as well. So it was all round. It was a really good all round team performance.
Right, on the chat as well, quickly back to the chat, mentioning VAR, Dan Mick Griffith says he'd rather have a shit referee than VAR, but then Tony Lee counters that, said he'd rather have VAR. Maybe that's one for a later show to discuss, I suppose. But I suppose when we're in the Premiership next season, it doesn't matter because VAR will be there anyway, won't it, for us? Jack, were you happy when you saw Tony Mowbray's lineup?
Yeah, I mean, he's not got a great deal of options, has he? Let's be honest. It's not like he can. I mean, we all wanted changes, and he definitely did need to make changes after the very poor showing last week against Stoke. but there wasn't a great deal he could have done with the team. I wanted to see Ekwa for a while, and I wanted to see him start. He came off the bench, and I agree with what Terry said. He looked like he was offered a little bit, whether or not that's not up to the speed of the game, or whether or not it's because he hasn't had minutes. He's not match fit. He's not match sharp. I don't know, but I agree. I agree with what Terry said. He didn't look like he was ready for it. And yeah, that would have been the only one that I probably would have changed. I probably would have given Dan Neil a miss and played Ekwa in that position. Maybe told a bit more defensive, protect the back four. But yeah, I think we coped okay. I mean, 09 at left back wouldn't have been something I would have done. But when I saw it, I thought, well, and then I wasn't sure. But then when you looked at Norwich play, they didn't really get down the wide areas that much, did they? A lot of the play was tending to go through the central areas, and Pookie was sort of trying to drift off from the striker and sort of pick up the gaps in the hole. And I thought we coped with him quite well. He's obviously going to be probably Norwich's main threat, and I didn't really feel he really had that much influence on the game. So, yeah, I think he got it right. And obviously, looking back on the result and the way that we played, it wasn't pretty at times. But you have to say, every man for himself, they put a shift in. And, yeah, we did well. So I can't really be too critical of Mowbray for his starting 11.
Right, okay, back to the chat then. A couple of people, Tony Lee again saying Ekwa's touch was shocking. Keno saying, I'd like to see Ekwa get a start. Not fair to judge him on that brief appearance. Prior to that, I think he'd look decent. And then Chris Johnson saying the same. We need to be patient with Ekwa. Let's not write him off just yet. Trey Young being a prime example, which is a fair enough comment there. I'll just come to you. I'll come to you now, Terry. Come on.
Yeah, I just think Ekwa is probably one for the future, one for next season. A bit more sort of, like you say, a bit more background with the lads, a bit more training with the lads, some more minutes on the pitch towards the end of the game. I think Lahaji is the same as well. I think Lahaji could be a good player with a good pre-season behind them. So Ekwa and Lahaji, for me, probably two players for the future next season.
Right, okay. Well, we'll watch out for those. Ellie, who's on the chat, says, do you think there's a clause in Gelhardt's loan to start him every game? So going on from that, should he have scored that sitter through there? I mean, it's there are people saying, there was a little niggle on him, which could have put him off. But has he not had enough time now? Not time to swap him for Bennett or something like that and sticking him in. Jack, what do you think?
Well, to be fair, I'm gonna defend him slightly because no doubt about it, he should have buried that chance when you knew it, even though it was early on, it was 20 minutes in, you knew he wasn't going to get a better chance like that in the whole game. Should he have scored? Absolutely 100%. He almost seemed to hesitate, and that's just a striker that hasn't scored many goals, low on confidence. You could see it as he went through when the ball was played over the top. I just had the feeling when he went through, I thought he's not going to score here. Do you know what I mean? You see a confident striker going through like a Jermaine Defoe, somebody like that in his prime, the ball's going to hit the net. And with him, he hesitated. And I think it's just confidence with him at the minute. I think he's snatching at it. But I think he did contribute to the game, to be fair, Phil. I thought he obviously got an assist for the goal. He spun off, found space and played the ball to Barr for the goal. Now, obviously, Barr did a lot himself. He worked the angle. He got the nutmeg on the defender, Grant Hanley, I think it was, and it was a good finish. But you could say he contributed there. I thought he did make some interesting runs at times. I thought he made some decent runs. I think it's obviously as a striker you're going to judge him on goals, but I think it's just the role he's playing at the minute. I think he would be better in the number 10, like where Barr played yesterday. I think he would be better in that role, and we're having to play him as a striker. I don't know if Bennett would be any better in that role, to be fair, Phil. I wouldn't be against giving him a try, but I wouldn't be pinning your hopes on him.
I think you probably got it spot on there, Jack. I think somebody high in confidence and banging him in would have probably just would have probably put that, and he should have put it away. But it's a fair point you're saying, it being a confidence thing. Ben Hansen, who's Emma's husband, saying anyone else glad Sargent wasn't match fit. I was surprised he came on because I didn't think he was going to play anyway, but he has been a danger man for them. And he also says could get him Matete back be an option as he's playing so well for Plymouth. Plymouth fans absolutely loving him. There was a tweet or something came on social media just the other day saying Sunderland must have a cracking midfield or something to to let him go. Gelhardt, is it time to swap him for Bennett and give him a chance, Terry?
No, I completely agree with Jack. I think I thought his all-round game yesterday was better than definitely. Everyone's was better than was with Stoke. But yeah, I thought the assist was good. I thought he has to come deep a lot. I noticed he was coming really deep for the ball a lot of the time. So he was doing a lot of leg work. And I think it's a matter of time before he hits the ground running away. Gets a few more goals, I think, because I think he's looking stronger. I didn't quite see that chance when somebody caught him from behind. I just thought he just sort of snatched at it rather than just placed it in the bottom corner. But I mean, you can do it if he has a bad first half in the match. You can put Bennett on second half and see how it goes. But I'm happy to keep Gelhardt going for the moment. I think his all-round play is definitely improving.
Right, Chris Johnson, just very quickly on the chat, says Gelhardt was brought in as a 10. Feel sorry for him. He's not and will never be a focal point number 9. So it's ridiculous we're asking him to be one, truth be told. Wayne, your thoughts on it? I mean, he should have really buried that chance. Should Bennett be given a chance now? Has he not had enough time to try and prove himself?
Well, I don't think he would play Bennett up front anyway. I think he'd probably play Bennett from the wing. I don't think Bennett actually started a game or came on and actually played up front at any point, has he? I think it might have been the Watford away game where he played up front. But I'm with Terry and Jack. I thought he had a good game yesterday, and the distance he covered, occupying their front, him and Barr, done loads of leg work up front yesterday. I mean, he didn't say much of the ball, but his first touch looked better yesterday. He looked stronger. He looked fitter. I mean, yes, he should have scored the goal, but I think there was a foul on him. Looking at back, the lad did clip his heels just as he was going to shoot, but he still should have scored. But I think we've just got to persevere him. When you think of the bigger picture, he's a young lad. He's hardly played any first-time football at Leeds. He's coming here. All the pressure's on his shoulders. Now Ross Stewart's out, has to play in our number 9. He's not a number 9, so we've just got to keep on, and hopefully he can pick up our system pretty sharpish, and then we'll say the best of him. But I think we've just got to persevere him to the end of the season, really. And he's only going to get better, isn't he, really?
Right. Something we talked about anyway on Thursday. Chris Johnson says, get no 9 up top. He plays everywhere else. Meant something we did chuck in on the last show. Keno says he should have scored, but that was a blatant foul on him. When you see it run back, so fair enough. Just very quickly, 71 likes we got at the moment. We get 29 people. Just hit that thumbs up. We're going to hit the magic 100. Which we always try to get to on a Monday night. Terry, you want in there?
I don't know if you're going to mention the ref, Phil. Are you going to mention the ref?
Good one.
Just because, I mean, the amount of times they give them free kicks for no reason, and then the one time Danny Bard puts in a fantastic challenge on Josh Sargent, clears the ball into row Z, and he gets a yellow card for it. And then obviously that challenge on Gelhardt, I thought the ref was an absolute. Again, I just don't understand what he's watching. I don't know if we're getting bad refs constantly, or it's just one of those things that just don't seem to like Sunderland, do they?
But are we? So I'll bring you in just now, Jack. Are we not? Well, was the ref bad then? We're not complaining about him as much because we got the 3 points.
No, I said they had 12 men on my screen. Simple as.
I know you did, but I mean, I'm going from my point of view. I've done the notes before the show, and I haven't got the referee in there because I didn't think the referee was particularly that bad. I get what you're saying. We weren't getting fouls. When we should have. They were falling over. They were getting fouls. But
it's just basics, isn't it? I mean, we were nowhere near them. I mean, no, we weren't even within half a foot of them. But sometimes, and they'll fall on the floor. It's blatant cheating.
What I'm saying, I'm talking about me here. Am I falling into the trap then of thinking the referee wasn't really that bad because we got the 3 points? Sorry, Jack, there was one in there.
Well, I think it's like we seem to get done twice with referees because when it's a game like that and the opposition are dropping, he seems to give every foul. But then when you spin that round and we're getting a game whereby we're getting manhandled and we're getting a physical team bullying us all over the pitch, we get a ref that just likes to let the game go. It seems like it doesn't matter what happens, we're on the bad end of the refereeing decisions. And I think one thing that I mentioned earlier, I don't know where 6 minutes came from at the end of the game. Can anyone have an idea of where 6 minutes came from? I mean, you had subs at half time. I don't think there was any major injuries. So I was thinking 3, 4 at the push. And then 6 comes up on the board, and you saw Tony Mowbray sort of with a wide smile as if to say, like, where the hell have you plucked that number from? And luckily, I think he knew we were so in control that they weren't going to threaten, and he was confident that we were going to win the game. But you saw him look with a sort of wide smile on his face as if to say, like, what the hell? Where have you got 6 minutes from? So it wasn't just that. I mean, if they'd scored an equaliser, well, you know, Terry would be even worse. There'd be steam coming out of his ears.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a remit now though about this adding time on. Haven't they done a survey, and in the World Cup or something, the most amount of the ball in play was, I think it was 58 minutes or something, and that was the most in any game, and that's sort of the average across the board. There was some strange decisions from the ref, and I mean, I saw one. There was one in the penalty area was given, and I thought if that had been the other end penalty, there's no way in the world it would have been given. And you think, you know, it's I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it because I'm blinded because I was so happy getting the 3 points. Do you think the reason we won the game and did so well then was because we did our homework? I noticed that Tony Mowbray had mentioned that they'd been watching them, and so you know, he planned to play against them, and you know, is that why we did so well against them, Terry?
I would like to think as well it's because the lads really wanted to bounce back from that horrible result against Stoke, and they really wanted to prove that they had some fight in them. Because I thought they're all over the pitch, they ran the socks off on Sunday, sorry. But I thought against Stoke, like I said, they were really poor, and they give up and sort of sank into the shells where they were completely opposite yesterday. So maybe it's a bit of both. Did the homework on Norwich. Norwich were poor as well, but we did defend really well, and we stood our ground well, and to a man we stood up to them, and everybody, for me, was like almost 10 out of 10. So I thought it was a one or, I mean, let's face it, Norwich are in great form as well. They've gotten, was it 12, 13 points out of 15? Won the last 3 home games, great under David Wagner. So we definitely did a job on them, 100%. And you know, like I said, not once in the game did I really feel that they were gonna get an equaliser.
Right. Okay. I was telling Karen actually about your comments about Robert Wagner on Thursday, and then when I said about, and he said he's probably going to have a heart with him, and she was like, "Oh, I love that program." She loved it and all that, but. Poor Jacob and Jack didn't have a clue what I was on about, but never mind. I'm
free with the dog.
Well, I'm free with the dog. Apparently, she shouts in there. So there you go. Doing our homework. You know, was that what put us sort of a cut button, Jack?
I think so. To me, it looked like a team that had spent a lot of last week doing shape. In training to me, because our shape was fantastic. We closed the gaps. We didn't let them get any space in the dangerous areas. We didn't let them down the wings. We pressed when we needed to. They looked like they couldn't cope with the pressing a lot of the time. When we were pressing them high up the pitch, the keeper and the defenders were giving away some silly balls. I saw the keeper Gunn kick it out a couple of times, didn't you? And then the defenders, they didn't look certain at all. And I felt like if we'd kept going a little bit more, we might have nicked an easy goal, because I thought that there's a mistake in that Norwich defence. So, but I think when they were attacking, I think they were a little bit lethargic. They looked like they didn't know how to break us down. But I think that was because I think it was a combination of Norwich being slightly off, but I think it was just our shape. Our shape was so fantastic. We've got every aspect of defending right. We won all the 50-50s. We tackled when we needed to. We closed the gaps down and narrowed space in the final third. And some individual performances. And I think he's probably had a go at them and said, "Look, lads, that's nowhere near what last week's performance is nowhere near what you're capable of, and show a bit of improvement on Sunday." And I think they did that. I thought to a man they were much, much better, and a little bit of pride comes into it sometimes as well, because no professional player likes getting walloped at home, do they? And the negative reaction at the crowd. So maybe they wanted to put it right a little bit and show some gratitude to the travelling fans that went down for a stupid kickoff down all the way down the country, and they certainly did that.
Right. Just quickly back to the chat. Emma's crying out for the kids to be given a chance, and using Chris Rigg down there saying as as an example of using them. Ian Wilkinson on the chat says Bennett not had a chance. When he's come on, he's done well, including scoring. If he does not get game time, he will go back home. Remember, he played in the World Cup. Not getting a run out is harsh. Doing our homework, is that what put us a cut above then, Wayne?
Well, just what Keith Pevley's put in the chat there. I don't do our homework on every game. I like to think that Tony Mowbray does his homework on every team he will play this season, but I think it was probably like we've been seeing a game where them lads were hurting off last weekend and they wanted to put that right. You could see they were all up for it. The fight was there. And maybe is that why he didn't do as many changes as we thought he would. Give him another chance to put that right, that performance right last week. And, they did that to Roman. Like I say, they were up for it. They just looked like a different set of lads. They found an extra gear from somewhere. They found an extra bit of pace, extra bit of energy, and fair play to them. Fair play to them. So I think it's probably a mixture of them both. We probably looked at their shape. I think he did say after the game that he kind of knew how the game was going to go. They don't like playing long balls. So we pressed them high, win the ball off them, and that's kind of how the game panned out. So fair play to Tony Mowbray. We'll criticise him when he gets things wrong, but we've got to praise him when he gets things right. And I think Sunday he got it spot on. Okay then.
Ian Wilkins says maybe they'll get a chance if we're not in with a chance of the playoffs. Harry, the footballing king, SAFC. Bennett deserves a start soon. Same with Lee Hadji. Right, okay then. Well, let's go on to Luke O'Nine's kiss. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, he seems to be. He did the piggyback. He's done a bit of kissing. Somebody did mention on the chat a little bit earlier on. What next? Will he do a bit of line dancing on there? Just a bit of fun, wasn't it, Terry?
Oh man, let's face it. If anybody would do that, it's Luke O'Nien, isn't it? It was cheeky, chappy. Nothing seems to faze Luke O'Nien. I mean, he ushered the bloke off the pitch. The guy turned around, wasn't happy. He wanted to give him one, and he just gave him a kiss on the cheeks. It was like I did that. I thought, this referee's going to be absolute ball ache, even send him off. I had a bad feeling to get sent off, but when the other guy got Luke O'Nien by the throat, it was 6. It was 6 and 2-3. So I'm pleased to give them both nothing each, but he needs to be careful because some referees will go over the top and sort of clamp down on all sorts of stuff. So, but it was funny at the time. It was injury time, so even if he got sent off, I don't want him sent off anyway because we need him. We need him next match. We need him next few matches because we want more bloody defenders. But yeah, I thought it was funny at the time.
Definitely, without a doubt. Wayne, his kiss just a bit of fun, wasn't it?
Well, it was, but I actually thought he was going to send them both off. I actually thought they were both going to go, but it's a bit of fun. Typical Luke O'Nien, he loves winding off the opposition. But I suppose you could flip it. If you're the Norwich player, would you be happy if you're at work and somebody come and give you a kiss on the lips? It's. How would you take it? So he could have made more of it, I suppose, but it's just a bit of fun. Typical Luke O'Nien, like I say, it's just the way he plays. But it's a case of what's he going to do next, isn't it? Watch this space.
Terry would have knocked him out if he kissed Terry on the lips. He had none of that. Like,
it was Luke O'Nien. I'd say, do it again. Go
on. Jack. Just a bit of fun. I mean, to be fair, when he did it. It did get the other guy round. They did grab him round the neck. But just a bit of fun. Your thoughts on it, Jack?
I think if he'd done it to Terry would never wash that cheek again, would he? I don't know. Luke O'Nien is that type of character, isn't he? He sort of plays on the edge, doesn't he? He likes to wind people up. He is a bit antagonistic. We probably wouldn't like him if he was against us, but as long as he keeps within that sort of threshold and doesn't cross the line, I'm okay with it. My worry is with Luke O'Nien, I sometimes worry, does he know where the line is? Does he know when he's doing something okay and pushing it a little bit too far? I mean, to be fair, in that one, it was actually the Norwich player that he sort of grabbed Luke O'Nien by the throat and he had him in quite an aggressive hold there. So if anyone was going to be sent off, I felt it was him. It was funny. I was just waiting for the romantic music in the background. You know what I mean, like Barry White or something like that.
Yeah.
There's bound to be some memes and some videos from some Sunderland fans coming to that. So yeah, I'm okay as long as Luke O'Nien doesn't cross the line too much, which is always my concern with him. But I've been critical of him on this podcast before, and I thought he was excellent. I'm not beyond giving him praise when I thought he had a really good game. I thought he put 3 or 4 blocks in. He tackled, he grafted, he didn't get beaten on in any one-to-ones at all. And he was part of the backline 3 with him, Ballard and Bath, that contributed to an excellent clean sheet and a thoroughly deserved 3 points. But I thought all 3 of them were fantastic.
Terry?
I found the way he just walked away after the kiss. I can say, what have I done? That was the funniest part. I was like, wait, what's the matter? What's the problem?
Right, okay. Colin Major says, Philly looks like Max off Heart to Heart. For those who don't remember Max was probably the best looking character on that show as well. We've got 80 likes. If 20 people just did that thumbs up, that's going to get us to the magic 100 figure. Just smash that thumbs up if you would. And don't forget, of course, if you're watching, you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's free to subscribe. Please do so, and that will help the channel out as well. All right then, standout performer. Who's your man of the match then? I mean, you know, it was a pretty good all-round performance, really, from the team. Wayne, do you want to start us off with that?
I think you could have given it to a few people. I mean, after last week's performance, you could have given it the whole team for the way they stood up. But I think the back four in particular were absolutely fantastic. But I thought Danny marshalled the defence brilliantly. I thought I would give it to him. But it could have been Ballard, it could have been Luke O'Nien. I mean, it was good to see Dan Ballard actually giving the midfielders pelters when they were doing stuff wrong. You know, for a young lad, he's a leader and he's a future captain. So great to see. But for me, I just thought Dan Ballard, for his captain's performance, the way he led the back four, I would give it to him. But it could have been any of them, Ballard or O'Nien, really.
Right, okay, just very quickly back to the chat. Stuff coming in about Luke O'Nien. Ian Wilkinson says Luke O'Nien is embarrassing at times. He wouldn't have done that to Kevin Ball. David says he thought it was a red card. Glad it wasn't. Imagine someone kissing Roy Keane. Ian Wilkinson also says O'Nien felled him first with a sly push. Jack, who's your stand-up performer, the man of the match for you then?
I think you've got to give it to a defender. I thought not to take away from the attacking players. I mean, Abdullah Bar took his goal very well. Jack Clark, I thought, had a very good game. He seemed to get at them quite a bit. I was dying for him to go on the outside yesterday. He kept getting the ball and going inside and wanted to go on his right foot. I think if he'd gone down the byline, he probably would have got an assist or probably created another goal because he had the beatings of their fullback. But I think you've got to give it to a defender. I would probably go Danny Bath. I think Danny Bath just shades it over Ballard and O'Nien. Ballard and O'Nien were fantastic as well, but I thought real leader's performance from Danny Bath. Real, like you say, captain's performance. I thought he marshalled the back four well, and Pookie didn't get a kick, did he? He did not have a chance at all. Well, Norwich didn't have a chance full game, so yeah, I'd give it to Danny Bath, but only marginally over Ballard and O'Nien.
Okay then, just very quickly, different people coming in saying Chris Johnson, Jack Clark or O'Nien for man of the match. Ben Hansen says the defence, all of them. Emma just copying her husband saying the whole back down there. So different ones coming in. Terry, your man of the match?
I think we're going to be struggling to hold on to Danny Ballard at the end of the season if we stay in the Championship, I'm afraid. But I think Ballard and Bart together as a partnership are looking really solid and really good. Obviously, apart from last week, which was a one-off blip. But you give one of those two. But I give it to Luke O'Nien because, I mean, he's playing out of position. He's on the left back for the very first time this season to start the game. And he never put a foot wrong, to be fair. And he even got a kiss off somebody or kissed somebody. So there we go. It's going to be Luke O'Nien for me.
Luke O'Nien for kissing the opposition. Right, okay. Right, so we all booked our Wembley hotels, and then we all cancelled our Wembley hotels. Do we rebook again now? I mean, we're 10th. We're only 5 points off the playoffs. Jack, I'm going to start with you because you said that's it. It's gone. It's out of the way now. But away, man, it's back on, isn't it?
You know my thoughts on this, Phil. I've said from the start, I don't think we're quite good enough for the playoffs. I think we'll probably finish top half. I'm pretty certain we'll finish top half, and anywhere between about 8th to 12th, I feel. But no, sorry to get you excited, Phil. I don't think we're going to be I know I'm being a little bit on the negative side of things, but I just think it's realistic. I think this season, the playoffs is a little bit too early for us, but absolutely no reason why, with the right signings, we can't aim for it next season, Phil. There's always next season.
I know, but I want it this season. You know what I mean? I'm impatient, Anna. Terry, are you going to rebook your hotel?
Hotel is already booked. It's already booked. It's been booked all along. No point cancelling to the fat lady's sang. But I think it still looks very doubtful that we'll get in the playoffs.
Oh!
I had I cheated last week. I did say we'd win 1-0, but I did predict we'll lose the next 4 games. So I'm going to, because that's worked so well, I'm going to predict we're going to lose the next 3 games, but I won't do a score prediction as a defeat.
Right. Well, we're back on, though. We're definitely back on, aren't we, Wayne? I mean, are you going to reboot your hotel?
I never cancelled mine, Phil.
There's only Jack. You're going to have to take a tent. That's what you're going to have to do. So, Wayne, it's back on. It's only 5 points in there, away, man. 5 points.
Well, that's it, innit? If you look at the league, we're 5 points off with 9 games to go. So yes, it's still on mathematically. If that was just that one off last week, then and we get a decent result on Wednesday against Sheffield United, then who knows? But it's still a slim chance. But the chances there, we've got a good chance as anybody else in the top 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you look at the teams who are below us, the likes of Stoke and Bristol City, I think they're actually on a decent run and they're targeting the playoffs, and they're like 4 or 5 points worse off than us. So you never know. You never know.
Oh well, I thought you'd have all been more confident than that. Like, oh yeah, man, we're going up top 2 now, man. So right then, right, what are we on? Oh, 9 more people hit that thumbs up. Let's get to 100, the magic 100, as we like to do on a Monday night down here. Wednesday then, so we're off the back of a 1-0 win, away win, or nobody apart from Terry and Jacob predicted. We're on a high. Sunderland versus Sheffield United. Would you rather this game be played away from home, considering our home form's pretty crap? Like, Jack.
Yeah, well, that's one of the downsides. I've looked at our last fixtures. Have we got more at home than we have away? Have we got?
We've got 6 home
and 4 away.
4 away.
Yeah, see, it would be better for us if it was the other way around, wouldn't it? 4 home and 6 away, because I think we've picked up more points away from home this season. I'm pretty sure on that. I know we've had more games away from home, obviously, as we've just said. I don't know. I think we shouldn't get too carried away, because I think as good as a win was yesterday, it was unexpected and we were brilliant and we deserved it. And not taking anything away from that, this is still a tough game. I know Sheffield United are in poor form. They look like they're stumbling a little bit, and they looked nailed on about a month ago, didn't they, to go up, and now they're faltering. They are starting to lose form and probably lose confidence. I'd still think it'll be a very tough game. Sheffield United are a good team. We gave them a great run for the money in August when we played them down there, and we did have 10 men for a lot of that game, didn't we? When was it Dan Neil was sent off, I think, early in the season? I want to say it was Dan Neil. So we did give them a good game. So it'll be an interesting test to see how good we are, because I think we've improved since then. I think we're a much better team than we were earlier in the season. Even though we have had a bit of off form, but it'll still be a very, very tough game. Phil, anybody getting ahead of themselves, should rein it in a little bit, because Wednesday's still going to be a hard game. Yeah, you. That's who.
Yeah, me. Yeah, you could have just said instead of anybody, you could have just substituted that with my name, couldn't you? Really? Right, just very quickly on the chat, Alan Robinson says Luton made the playoffs last season in their first season back. All this overachievement is a load of bollocks. So yeah, possibly. Terry, it might seem a bit of a daft question, but would you prefer this to be played away?
No, just play it at home. Keep doing what we're doing. You know, end of the day,
well,
it's in the lads' hands.
Hang on, sorry. Keep doing what we're doing. We're not doing very well at home, though, are we, really? So, really, we should be prejudiced, shouldn't we?
It's the first season back in the Championship. We can only do our best. We've got loads of injuries. You know, I think the lads have done well this season so far. Just keep it up. And if we get there, we get there. We don't. Sheffield is still a good team. It will still be a difficult game. I think, did we lose? We lost away anyway, didn't we, to Sheffield? So what's the worst that can happen on Wednesday? We lose again, you know? So, saying we'll play them away, we lost. So I'll just play them at home.
Yeah,
get 3 points.
Am I right? It was only 1-0, wasn't it, when we was down there, and we were down at 10 minutes. I got that right. It was what?
2-1.
2-1 is what I meant to say.
I want to ask you, is there anybody suspended for Wednesday?
Well, I've heard Danny Batth suspended, bro. I've never had it confirmed, but I'd heard after the game that he reached the limit, but I'm not sure if that's been confirmed.
One or two mentioning that in the chat down on the right-hand side. There's 1 or 2 talking about on bookings. I don't know. I know we got quite a few. Did we get 5 booked on Sunday, or 6? We seem to get quite a few.
Yeah, somebody had said, Ian Wilton says Bart not playing on Wednesday. So I'm not sure. Chris Johnson saying Bart is not suspended 100%. So that's sort of coming in on the chat now. Anyway, just very quickly, there's another one down here. What was DJ says the Watson? Let's hope Stoke beat Middlesbrough on Wednesday. I'm not with you on that, mate. I'd rather than beat Stoke myself. And but you know, it's entitled to your opinion. So. Might sound a daft question, Wayne, but you know, would you prefer this to be played away?
No, I think that the players and all still want to be at home in front of the fans. I think the good thing about it, for our point of view, is they're going to come and get a result. You know, they've got Middlesbrough breathing down the neck, so they've got to try and get some kind of result on Wednesday, which will suit us. It'll suit our game. It'll give us a chance to get in behind and play our natural game when we can counter-attack teams as well. So I think it might work in our favour that they're gonna come and try and get a result. Same recently where teams sit in and dig in, we find it hard to break them down. But so no, for me, I think I'd much rather break it at home.
Right. Just very quickly on the chat, because there's certain different things coming in about all these bookings. We did say Chris Johnson had said Bart not suspended 100%, and then Fazer Rain says Bart is out. Chris Johnson says on 6 yellows. People are saying now it's 10 yellows, not 5 or 6. So that doesn't matter. Jack, you was one in there.
I was just going to say, I think that the threshold changes after a certain time, doesn't it? So it goes up to 10, doesn't it, after a certain part in the season, I think? I might be wrong on that, but I think it's 5 up to a certain point, first half of the season. And then it goes up to 10 as the season goes on. Do you know what I mean? Right. So if you're only getting your 5th or the 6th now, I think you're okay because it's later in the season. But if you get 5 sort of first 15 games, 20 games, then you get a 1-game ban. I think that's the way it's worked. That's the way it works. But I might be corrected. Someone might say I'm wrong in the chat, probably.
Yeah, that's that does ring a bell. Like Jack, you do get to a point in the season where it then does go up, which, to be honest, makes sense. Really, should Tony start the same team that he started against Norwich? Then Wayne?
I don't think he's got much option, has he? Really, we've just been saying now his options are limited. So the lads have done well. So I don't really see him chasing it too much. It depends how far Ahmad or Pritchard, if they're out for the game. I'm guessing that might come a little bit too soon for Wednesday. So for me, I think we'll probably see the same team. If they can play that way, no reason to change it really. So for me, the same team.
Right. Okay. Steve Usher on the chat, who I've mistook for the Steve Usher who's on Charles's channel. I don't think it's you. Says hopefully Sheffield United will have one eye on the FA Cup at the weekend. Chris Johnson says the 10-game cut-off is actually the next game as well. Alan Walton is saying Dan Neely's on 9 bookings. Jack, should Tony start? Oh, hang on. Should Tony start the same team on Wednesday?
I wouldn't make too many changes at all. I would limit the changes as much as I can. If Alan Watton's right and Dan Neil is on 9 bookings, I don't know if that's right or not. But if he is on 9 bookings, I wouldn't play him, because if this is the last game, it's not worth it, because you get a 2-game ban afterwards. So possibly change him. But other than that, I can't think of anywhere else you would change. Maybe, I mean, it's a bit harsh on Barr to drop him. Do you know what I mean? Because you would normally say, well, Ahmad back in behind Gelhardt, behind the striker for Barr. But I think Barr deserves another start. I think he was excellent on Sunday, and I think it's really harsh to drop him, regardless of Diallo's probably more, had a better season than him and probably more accomplished in that role. But I think it's very harsh. But Diallo's not done that much recently, and Barr had a really good game, and obviously got the goal on Sunday. So that would be the only. Yeah, I would try and keep it as close as the team as Sunday as you can. Yeah.
Right. Right. A couple of people on the chat then says. Chris Johnson says Dan Neil needs to get through Wednesday and not be suspended for Luton. But Emma has said she thought Neil was on 5 cards now, and Google is Emma's friend because she's Googled it, and apparently he's on 5 bookings. So that shouldn't really be an issue. Terry, before you bring your whiteboard up, well, I'll tell you what are you shaking your head for? I will tell you what I would do is I would unmute yourself first before you speak to us.
Same team. That tells you it's the same team from Terry, isn't it?
All right, now pack it in. All right. I got it.
Anyway, if a player accumulates 5 yellow cards prior to week 19, then they will be suspended for 1 single game. If a player's yellow card count is essentially resets after week 19, and if they accumulate 10 prior to week 32, then they get suspended for 2 games.
And what week we on?
Well,
no idea.
Well, 36, 37.
That makes a lot of sense then. Well done, Terry. Right, listen, Terry. Yeah, I know you're have your little cough there. Well, should Tony start the same team? I'll tell you what, Terry, get your whiteboard out. Let's have a look at this is what Terry would like. Is this what you would like, Terry?
Get it on there. Right, there we go. Yes, they're exactly the same team as we want to have it on Sunday. There's no point changing winning the side. We don't have much to replace them anyway because we've got loads of injuries and why not loads of injuries? Put it that way. So yeah, there's no reason. I think he took Barr off pretty early anyway in Gelhardt, so that they should be rested, ready for the game on Wednesday. And the back 4 looks solid as rock. So keep it exactly the same. I know Sheffield United. It's going to be a real difficult game. They're going to go for the win. They need to get in the top 2. So, like Wayne says, it'll leave the back door open for our players to go through them, and we'll get a couple of goals on Wednesday.
Right, okay. Let's ask the other lads. Are you going to leave the team up? Then the lads can see it. Try and put it the right way up, and then we'll be good, lad. What's that shirt in the back? Is that an Argentina shirt you got hanging up there, Terry?
It is. That's an Argentina shirt. You can win with the score prediction on my channel. But you've got to get the score prediction and also who scores the Sunderland's goals.
All right, okay. Right, fair enough. Jack, what about that team then? That's is there anybody you'd swap out there?
No, not really. Like I say, normally if Barr hadn't played so well on Sunday, I would normally say bring Diallo back in for Barr if Diallo's fit. But I think even if Diallo is fit, I think you've got to give Barr another run. I think he was that good on Sunday, and Diallo hasn't done much recently. So yeah, Patrick Roberts wasn't great first half yesterday. I felt I wanted him to do more, and he did. He was better in the second half. Clark was very good. Misha and Neil. I wanted Neil to be dropped on Sunday, but maybe his hand was forced for that, so he did okay. And the back 4 speaks for itself. And obviously, you're not going to change Patterson. Yeah, I was just going to bring up that I thought Terry had spelled Gelhardt wrong. Something about the way he wrote it didn't look right, did it? But yeah, I think other than that, yeah, I think he's got it spot on.
He had to go on his phone and check, though, didn't he? He had to make sure you got it right.
I tell you what it is, right? I'll write that down 1,000,000 times a week and I'll get the bloody thing the wrong way around. Dyslexia, man. Dyslexia.
Right, Wayne, is there anything you'd swap out on Terry's team there?
No, not for me. I think that's it. Why change a winning team? They played well on Sunday. The only probably change I'd probably make is on the bench if like the Certain's fit and Pritchard make the bench a little bit stronger, in case we need them later on in the game. But for me, I would just keep the same team that we had on Sunday. Played well. Luton 9 deserves to keep his place. Like you say, he could have been man of the match. So, aye, for me, spot on, Terry.
Right, okay. Look, we've got 105 likes, so thanks very much to everyone watching, and in that thumbs up. We do like to it's 100 on Monday night, and it does give us that warm, glowing feeling. Just very quickly before I do predictions for Wednesday, do you think Sheffield United have blown it now? Then, I mean, if Middlesbrough beat Stoke now on Tuesday, there's 1 point in it, and I think it was certainly 12. It might have been 16 points clear, just not like 6 weeks ago or something like that. I mean, they're in terrible form. Do you think they've actually blown it now, Terry?
I kind of feel they do. I think every single Middlesbrough fan in the world will be screaming for Sunderland to win on Wednesday night. They will be screaming for us to win. I think Borough might get automatic promotion the way they're playing. They were 1-0 down at half-time against Swansea, and they turned it around 3-1, so they're in great form at the moment. Was the last game they lost? No, they've lost one game since they lost against us. I think they got beat off Watford, I think, was it? Or was it West Brom? It was a team beginning with W anyway. There we go.
Probably was one of them.
Yeah, Wolverhampton. Right, okay. Wayne, do you think have Sheffield United blown it? And if they have, Middlesbrough do look like the team who could go up. So do you think they've backed it up for themselves?
Well, without wanting to gloat too much, you might recall a few weeks ago on here, I did say that I thought Middlesbrough would catch Sheffield United, and I think your words were what you've been drinking. So, I thought then, they were starting to wobble. Middlesbrough were in form, so I think Middlesbrough will actually catch them if we can beat them on Wednesday. And I think Middlesbrough are playing Stoke during the week. So if there's a turnaround there, I think it's down to 1 point in it. So I think they have blown it. I think we beat them on Wednesday.
Right. Okay. I mean, listen. On the rare occasions I'm wrong, I'm happy to admit it. And I'd said I thought Middlesbrough peaked too soon, but it's looking like they might just stand on that now. There is a comment there we put up on the screen as well. Because you held the board up so well there, Terry, Ian Wilkinson said that you would be good in budgie smugglers in a boxing boxing.
I'd have to put a broken couple of. I'll tell you what it is. I don't for the price is right. I need some socks though.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, what we'll do then? I'll say what we'll do. If we go up, right, then you've got to agree to do one of the shows in your budgie smugglers. That's a deal, isn't it?
No.
Oh, yeah, man, come on.
I've seen how all you like to get naked after the show. I'm not getting anywhere near. I like to keep my top on.
No, listen, that's not happened since Jack and
Dino days. Every time I come on the screen, they had no clothes on.
And Michael Bowers as well. We'd come off there and we'd all have our shirts off like that. And Terry would be sat there in disgust, wouldn't he? He's just.
I'm old-fashioned.
Oh well, Jack, I've asked you. Have Sheffield United blown it now?
I think so. I think they're in the FA Cup quarter-final as well, aren't they, against Blackburn Rovers? So they might have one eye on that. If they get through to the semi-final, that's going to be mid-April. Some players might want to play further in the FA Cup if they get to the semi, or even push for the final. The form is gone, and I preached about it last year. Momentum is massive going into the final few weeks of the season. Sheffield United don't have the momentum. They've completely lost it. They're out of form, and Middlesbrough do have it. So, yeah, I think they will catch them. I think they'll be close. I wouldn't have said so 3 or 4 weeks ago. I thought Sheffield United would have steadied it, but I think they've blown it. And I think it'll still be a very hard game, though. Like I say, on Wednesday, we will still be in for a very, very tough game. So, we've probably got a better chance with them having a poor run of form, but still a hard game. But, yeah, I fancy us to nick it.
Right, okay, just very quickly. Shout out to Craig O'Brien on the chat. He's a Middlesbrough fan. Shame for the Mary. He says, yes, West Brom was the last loss they had. Right, we're almost out of time, so let's do score predictions for Wednesday night. Sunderland versus Sheffield United. Terry, what's your prediction? Oh, does that mean my bet's coming in?
It is. It's coming in.
Oh, God, I hope
Hard-fought 3-1 victory.
Right, okay. I'd be over the moon with that. Jack, what's your prediction?
I think it'll be a very hard, tough game, but I think we might grind out another 1-0 win. So I'll go 1-0 again.
You're going for a 1-0 win. Wayne, what's your prediction for Wednesday?
I think they're going to come for a result. I think we'll nick a couple of goals. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
A 2-1 win. Right, well, listen, because Terry is so good with his predictions, right, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win and hope that my bet is actually coming in on Wednesday night. It's got to at least once this season, for goodness sake. Right, listen, that just about wraps it up from us down here. 108 people on the likes at the moment. You can still hit that thumbs up, Terry.
I accidentally wrote that first, though.
Yeah, all right. Oh.
I had to change it the other way around because I got the wrong way around. So
right, fair enough. That's okay then. Right, yes. Listen, thanks for tuning in. You've been absolutely superb. I hope you've all enjoyed the show. Just we will be back on Thursday, doing it all over again for you, discussing our 3-1 win against Sheffield United. Hopefully, Wayne, do you want to give your channel a plug before you go?
Yeah, you can see on the screen that Runny Fools and SAFC, plenty of SAFC related content. If you like, please go and like and subscribe. Thank you very much. We'd much appreciate it.
Right, okay. Craig O'Brien, just quickly, the Borough fan says, once Sunderland to smash Sheffield United, do the Smuggies a favour? Of course you do. You normally hate us, but you'll all be cheering. We've got our head doorman on the bar. I work in as a Middlesbrough fan, and he said, I'll be shouting for you lots on Wednesday. Of course you will. Right, Jed, do you want to just say good night and goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention as well, apparently there was a Sunderland fan that saved a Norwich fan's life yesterday. He was in trouble. I don't know if anybody saw that, but I think he'd collapsed or something, and he helped him and got him, I don't know if he got him resuscitated, but he got a medical attention. So shout out to that gentleman as well, do you know what I mean? Because we all love football.
Definitely.
We're all football fans, but that's just, you don't expect that. So, fair play to that man, whoever he is. He'll get a pint off me. But, happy to get the win yesterday. Things are looking up, hopefully, and hopefully another one on Wednesday. See you all later, lads and masses.
Yeah, nice one. Wayne, just about everybody then.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Again, thanks for all the birthday wishes as well. Much appreciated. Take it easy.
Terry, you'll have the last word if you want.
Happy birthday, Wayne.
Hey.
Thank you, everybody coming on the channel.
There you go.
Much.
All right.
Happy
Please.
birthday to Wayne. Happy birthday to Wayne. Happy birthday to you, Wayne. Happy birthday to Wayne.
There you go. Right, listen, don't forget, please, to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, if you are a member of our channel, you'll see your name in the credits at the end. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon. Bye-bye.